Down near side, Weems drops it back. Long lost it ahead for Howe. Short-handed breakaway. Here he comes. Backhander scores! Tanner Howe and the Regina Pats are back in it. Tanner Howe all alone goes to the backhand shelf. In and out, top corner. Zane Rowan to Aremba. Back to center in the middle. Here comes Sam Aremba in over the blue line. Left side, a shot, he scores! What a shot by Sam Aremba! Sam Aremba goes far side on Austin Elliott. Found around the net. Feathers it back over to Smolzel. Now to center ice. Right side over the Prince Albert line. Driving down low to the corner. Backhander scores! A career high 11 goals for Stan the Man.
That backhand shot was from an extremely sharp angle, almost from the goal line. And hey, when you're as skilled as Smolzel as you can find the back of the net from almost anywhere.
Welcome to Patscast, the unofficial Regina Pats podcast. This is episode 137. It's March 26th. The regular season is over, and we're looking at playoffs.
Whoa, playoffs.
Yes, finally. Like we said last weekend, finally in the playoffs.
First time since 2018.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, it was a little bit of an uninspiring weekend, I'd say. I think maybe once their fate had been sealed after Friday night, the Saturday night game was maybe just a run the course, just get through it, get out of here. But let's talk about Friday night's game first. In Saskatoon, the playoff matchup, or preview, I guess.
It wasn't certain at that point in time. It was
still up in the air.
It was still up in the air until about midway through the second period. Then it was pretty common knowledge, I think.
Yeah. It was a pretty almost playoff style game. Tight checking, not a lot of scoring chances. Pats didn't score till the third period. But it wasn't a bad game. Talked to John after the game Saturday, and he was pretty okay with the game. He was disappointed in Saturday night's game, but he thought Friday was a good game. I mean, you look at the goals that Saskatoon scored. The first one was, kicked in, and I know there's lots of people that did not know the rule, but that is a totally legal
including
goal.
Many people in the media and newspapers and everything.
Yeah. If you're in the crease, you can't kick it in. And I think the genesis of that rule is the camera angles, and the camera situation is different in all the rinks. Like, you got your NHL rinks that have multiple camera angles, or many more multiple angles, and then some rinks that don't have nearly as many, and it's just a hard play to review equally across the league. So they just said every rink has cameras focused on the crease, so it's easy to review if it's in the crease, whereas if it's outside the crease, it may not be as easy to review it. So they just said, all right, let's just go with, you can kick it in out of the crease.
I do kind of like the rule, though. You can kick the puck along the boards. You can kick the puck up to a player. You could kick it. I totally get not kicking it in the crease because of potential injury situations and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I mean, that was brought up to me too, but I'm like, you see guys get cut on hits along the boards, right? Like, feet are coming together on hits. You see that more often than you see someone getting, cut from kicking the puck here or there, right?
How often do you see people kick the puck into the net, though?
Not very much, right? Because
exactly so.
Because it's not natural. Like, most places you can't kick it in and it not be a good goal, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't mind the goal.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. It's what it is.
It's within the rules. It's totally fine. I mean, it is what it is, and you just move on. I mean, the ref was right on it. He's like, nope. He was pointing outside the crease.
Pointed the goal, then he pointed right where the guy was. Yeah. The guy was standing. He's like, right there.
Yeah,
it's a good goal.
Totally good. Yeah.
So,
and then the second goal was just the guy just swung his stick and it wedged it in like
that was just a weird goal.
It hit Sim's shoulder too. I don't know if it might have. I don't know if it was going over the net and Sim kind of knocked it down, almost took the momentum off it, and it just kind of not rolled over his shoulder, but it just went over his shoulder.
Fluttered by him kind of thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was just a tough one, right? And the Pats respond with a great breakaway goal, early third. You get that early goal. You're down 2-0. You get a quick one. Nice play by Stringer to grab the puck and send Howe in. And then Aremba just streaking down the wing and just fires it on net and sneaks one in far side.
Yeah, good. It's good to shoot the puck.
Yeah.
You shoot the puck, you can score.
Yeah. We were just discussing this, how many shots that the team has, and it's not a ton. Should be maybe more. Like we've noticed, that the team does get outshot regularly, and they do score a lot of goals. It's so the shooting percentage is good, but they just need more shots, right? Generate more shots. It's obviously there's the skill there, and I think they pass up a shot maybe a few times too many.
A few times. A lot of times.
A lot of times. All right.
All of them. Not even Connor. Like how many times did he pass to try to make a pretty pass to Suzdalev or Howe or Vallis or whoever, and when he had open opportunities?
Yeah.
A lot. So
yeah. So hopefully they can flip that switch here, go into the playoffs, and be like, okay, we gotta score goals. You can't score unless you shoot, right?
The Pats did prove they could play against Saskatoon. They beat them the game before, and then
in Saskatoon, and then the previous game, I believe, in Regina.
Yeah, so they proved they could beat them. For a team that's 30 points up on them on the standings, they can play with them. So
yeah, I guess I'll take that back. That wasn't the last game; it was the previous game. So they're 2-2.
Yeah,
in the last 4, where the kind of it's been equal rosters, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, a win and a loss at home, and a win and a loss in Saskatoon. So, like we're saying, it's going to be a pretty even matchup, I think.
Hopefully,
yeah. It's going to be tough. Obviously, Saskatoon is a better team, but
whoever comes out of this series is going to be beaten up, I think. They're not either team's super physical, but they're going to be playing hard to get to that next level.
It's playoff hockey, right?
Exactly.
It's going to be hard and heavy-ish. And John talks about it after the Saturday night game in the interview, and he's like, you're not going to see many playoff games 8-7. So, because I asked him what are you looking to see on the ice, this week in practice, and I think it's maybe attention to some detail, maybe some defensive, shoring up, where the team has struggled this season. So, but we'll see what happens. Anything else from that game? I mean,
another sellout.
I was just say a packed house.
14,768 again. That's
crazy.
It's unbelievable.
And it's going to be like that for the playoffs too. Like I can imagine
if it's not sold out, it'll be really close.
Yeah.
Both rinks.
You got a Friday and then Sunday afternoon in Saskatoon. Like Sunday afternoon, that'll be packed. There'll be kids there galore, right? Regina might be a little tougher. A Tuesday, Wednesday, back to back.
But it could potentially be 98's last couple games.
Yeah.
Potentially. You never know. Hopefully not.
You did see that kind of resurgence these last 2 games, home games, where the sellouts happened after juniors, and then interest kind of waned a bit, and then it ramped up here at the end, where people were going crazy trying to get tickets. The prices on the resale market were kind of outrageous.
Outrageous.
But I mean, people were willing to pay it. So I mean,
yes, they were.
You can't. If you're asking too much, they're not going to buy it. And if you're asking a lot and they buy it, is it too much? I don't think so. It's supply and demand, right? So it is what it is. I mean, people had lots of chance in the first half of the season to get tickets. But it is what it is.
And we didn't talk about Wong's the winning goal.
Yeah.
Got stopped and he threw the puck back out front. A very smart play. Threw it back towards Sim, off Sim and in. So
that was a very good play. Yeah.
Super smart play.
Yeah. Definitely. Just had the reaction just to throw it, just backhand it back towards Sim and hope for a lucky bounce, and he got it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was a very good.
See, had that not got in, it was 2-2.
Yeah, and that was right after the Aremba goal too, like a minute or two after. And then the Pats had a power play with 5 minutes to go. Like they had some zone time, but they didn't generate any really quality scoring chances.
Nothing much there. No,
they couldn't set anything up, and maybe the power play struggled a little bit lately. I don't know what the numbers are recently, but I think maybe it's struggled a bit. But I mean, that's something to work on, right? I mean, I don't think Saskatoon takes many penalties, do they?
Not really. No,
Um,
they're not a very highly penalized team.
they are 709, second last in the East. So, yeah, they don't take many penalties.
Pat's power play in March, the last 12 games here? Was it 12? 6 for 32, so 18.75%.
Yeah, so it's down quite a bit then.
Okay, is 81.4, so it's getting a little bit better. So I don't know.
And then,
That's March. That's
yeah,
just
yeah.
March.
So
That's
overall,
not including.
yeah. So overall, the Pats are 7th on the power play, 26.8. So
Yeah.
it dropped because they were, 4-5-ish earlier in the season.
For a long time, yeah.
Yeah. So it's gone down a bit. But see what happens here. Penalty kill, where's the penalty kill? 77%, that's 15th. So, where it was last year, much better. But it was better than that earlier in the year. I think it's maybe gone down a bit lately. Yeah, so then I guess with Saskatoon, the loss there and the Lethbridge win on Friday night, then at that point, those teams' playoffs were set.
Yeah.
And kind of just roll into Saturday night here against PA.
Are we going to mention we heard that Cole Temple got hurt on Friday?
Yeah, okay. So I heard about it, and I hadn't watched the game yet. I had watched it on replay after the PA game. I seen a hit early, and it didn't look like the one I was told was how it just. I was told he got helped off by the linesman, and there was no call. So he got hit early, like 7-8 minutes into the game, like from behind, but he got up and skated off. So, and I didn't see another hit on Temple. So, and he clearly didn't play much at all after that, if any.
No, he played early, and then all of a sudden I didn't notice him anymore. But I watching it on CHL Live, you don't notice it as much. You don't notice that there's a guy missing from the bench and stuff like that. So
yeah, and I got this information from a person who was in the rink, so obviously you can see everything, right? The camera isn't going to show a guy behind the play getting helped off, right?
And it wasn't mentioned. Like Dante didn't mention it or anything, so maybe he didn't even notice it. So
yeah, exactly. Like if it was behind the play, Dante's not going to see it, right? If he's down and then he gets to the bench late, kind of thing, you're not going to see it. So yeah, Temple called up even to begin with. We didn't even mention that, and Colton Bridgman called up. So his situation is kind of funny. So he played in Saskatoon on Thursday for the Pat Canadians against the Blazers in the under-18 final. And then he comes home, obviously, Thursday night. And then Friday he gets to go back to Saskatoon and play with the Pats. And then he's got to come back, obviously, Friday night and then play Saturday against the Blazers again. They're going back and forth, one game. And I'm like, okay.
That was an afternoon game too.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, well, it's probably an evening game, 6, 7 o'clock on a Saturday. No, 12:30. So he played at 7 in Saskatoon, and then 12:30 back here in Regina. Like, whew, good thing he's only 16 because that's that's rough.
That's a lot of hockey.
Yeah, no doubt. So unfortunately, Pat Canadians lost 4-2, I think it was, on Saturday. So that series is 1-1, and I think they go again Monday night. Do they not?
I believe so.
I think it's Monday, Wednesday, and then Thursday because they can't play Friday because the Pats are playing Saskatoon on Friday.
Yeah.
And the Blazers play out of the SaskTel Center.
Sounds right. Yes.
Yeah. So kind of crazy weekend for him. See what happens. Hopefully some of these defenseman injuries, the Bateman and Vaughn, are both still listed as day-to-day. If you look at the report for the forwards, that's not as good. Vallis went from 4 to 6 to 6 to 8, so that's not good at all for him, unfortunately. And then Spencer is still
to be determined.
Yeah, so that's not good at all. But so you're gonna have to live without those guys. Hopefully Bateman's back. He's a big piece missing.
Yeah, huge key.
Yeah,
cog to the defensive core.
Definitely. And Vaughn, he plays quite a bit, obviously, as well.
the two most physical defensemen the Pats have, basically. So
Yeah, true.
you lose both of them, you have really no physical guys, like overly physical. But
Yeah. All
it's
right.
better to rest them for these last 2 games.
It's not a bad thing. Just rest them, make sure that they're
Extra
good to
4
go.
or 5 days off for
Yeah, that they're good to
playoffs.
go for this coming weekend. Yeah, and then I guess PA. I mean, that wasn't the greatest game. PA kind of seemed like they wanted it more in the first period.
They really had nothing to play for.
No,
so
they didn't. No,
just play.
and then it seemed like they had a little bit of a jump in the second period, but then Saskatoon gets a couple goals mid second there, and then it's kind of like whatever. 3-0 PA. Talking all
Whoops.
Saskatoon. Yeah. And then the Pats get a beautiful goal by Svozil early in that third period. Whoa, that was nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
Real nice. And then you think, okay.
Sneaky shot.
Yeah, sneaky backhand. Ooh, yeah. And then you're thinking, okay, well, here's a bit of a comeback, but then PA scores.
Not even 2 minutes later.
Yeah, Stanek hat trick.
Jeez.
He'd look good in this lineup, wouldn't he?
Really? I think so too.
Yeah. And then they tack on another one, and then the Pats mounted a late period comeback, but it was all for naught.
At least the fans got to see Bedard score.
Yeah.
He showed some dangles throughout the game. He just couldn't.
I was just about to say that he had the
connect.
puck on his stick quite a bit that game, and just couldn't finish off a shot or a pass. But yeah, I mean, finished with 71 goals. Like that's
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Yeah,
21 up on UChaz for second. That's
a lot.
It's unbelievable. I'm at a loss for words still. Again,
points is 36 points over Wheatcroft. That's
leading the league in goals, assists, and points, and shots.
Yeah. Now, if you look at the shot category, a D-man is second, Owen Zellweger. Kind of crazy. Only 15 shots behind Bedard. That is kind of fathomable.
It's
a
wild.
D-man with that many shots.
Yeah.
But I mean, whatever. Pine was in net on Saturday night, obviously, and then get some work in, give Sim the night off. I mean, Pine might have some action in this first round series. He's played good against Saskatoon. If you look at the schedule, if you break games 2 to 6 are all in 7 days, 5 games in 7 days. So it's a tight schedule.
Yeah, he might see some action. I guess it all depends on how the first 2-3 games go.
Yeah, and I mean, if Sim kind of gets shelled or whatever, maybe you throw Pine in, you rest Sim, and Pine can mop up a bit.
Hopefully Sim can shut the door and pick
Yeah.
up a couple W's in Saskatoon.
That too, yeah. Obviously, I don't know if we want to go right into this preview now, talk about that, or do we want to talk about something else? But
Do we want to do the awards first?
yeah,
Maybe
let's talk about that before we get into Saskatoon.
Let's
series,
talk
I
about the
guess.
awards, yeah.
But yeah, I guess if that's all we got from PA, I mean, it is what
Yeah,
it is. It was just a nothing game.
It was cool to see the crowd. It was loud. It was one of the loudest games. There was so many
Kids'
voices just when they put the noise meter up.
Yeah,
It was pretty loud.
yeah, it was real loud. You hear that screeching almost, right? That we used to hear all the time on the Sundays and such, right? When lots of kids were there.
Yeah.
But let's hear from Paddock before we move on, and then we'll move on to the awards.
Disappointing, but not totally surprising. It wasn't the same team that played in Saskatoon last night, I can tell you that much.
What was it about today that was disappointing in your words?
Effort, execution.
So you're happy with Friday's game then?
Yeah, we played good. Probably one of the better games when we've lost a game this year that we played. And, I'm not really super big into analytics, but they show you, whether you're right or wrong in your evaluation or so forth. And, everything was about dead even on this stuff that we get. And that's what the game was.
That's what you're hoping for this weekend as a whole?
Well, I don't know. Once the race was established last night, like I was saying, disappointing but not surprising.
What did you see from Saskatoon yesterday that maybe will help with what you expect to see them in a series? What is it that you see in that matchup?
Well, we just played right. We had a lot more zone time last night than we did on last Sunday's game. We just did things right, and it's not always obvious from a 3-2 score, but it was sort of obvious last night that it was anybody's game. They got a goal that was strange when you kick a puck and it goes in, and their power play goal was just like we'd taken it away, but the puck was bouncing and the guy just whacked at it with a stick, sort of like a wedge shot, and it went in. And then Wong, it's not lucky, it was a really good play by a goal scorer. He shoots it off the goalie's pads up. So that's just hockey.
The 20s, do you mind just touching on each of them and what they've meant? We can start maybe with Bateman.
Yeah, Luke's been a pillar of strength for us, the last 2 years. Ends up being a real good pickup by us. He brings a different dimension to the team with his size and defensive ability, and just good teammate who our 20s weren't homegrown, so to speak, but Luke became like a homegrown 20 in the 2 seasons rather than playing 3 or 4, so he was real good.
Brownie obviously has only been here a year, but
yeah, we needed some help on defense, and he was a player that was traded for a first-round draft pick last year at the trade deadline. I didn't really know much about him just because of COVID, and then last year I wasn't around when we played them a couple of times probably. So, but real versatile defenseman. He can bring some offense to your team. He can bring some defense to your team. All in all, a lot of nights he should be our best defenseman, just because he can do something of everything. So he's been a solid player for us, and Jin is just when we traded Doobie, in the trade for Shancy in a third, we needed another 20, and again he's sort of like Luke a little bit. He brings a little bit of a different dimension to the team, to the group, gives us a little bit of size. Before he got hurt, he was having a stretch with Connor and Suze, and it was that way again last 3-4 games, 2-3 games, I'm not sure. So yeah, he filled a real good void and need in a lot of areas, and I'd heard to start with, and it's been confirmed by talking to a couple of other guys in our teammates, that he's real solid in room, and that's really an important thing for your 20s, to be solid people and set an example, whether you're homegrown or not.
With the playoffs coming for this group, really, what changes, if anything? What's the message? What changes now that it's do or die in the playoffs?
Yeah, I'm not sure that there's really I think there's a message there, but we'll go over that. I think there's, I think we'll, obviously have some meetings. We'll obviously, but I think there's lots of things that we as coaches can tell them that it's going to be like. I think it'll be more important, what the other players tell them. Like, I think, the guys that have played in the playoffs, Brownie, Jin, Sam a little bit last year. And then, we got, Connor and Stan played in World Junior things. That's not a long series type thing, but it is a long series type thing. It's a 7-game thing if you win it, or 8, whatever it was. And, they played in, it was pressure situations, probably in some ways, or a lot of ways, or every way, bigger pressure than going into a series here. It's not any more important. They'll be treating it just as important as that, but in the moment, it's important. So I think that they got they got something to say, as well. And they're top players on our team. They wear letters on our team. So, I'm not quite sure our organized plan, but it'll be, we'll have a lot of important things to tell the group.
What do you want to see from the team on the ice this week, leading up to the game?
We'll just practice like we normally do. We'll work on, 2, 3, a handful of things that are a little bit more specific to Saskatoon, or just a little bit more specific to playoff type hockey. I read something just the other day. I don't know who was talking about it. It was at the NHL level. I actually think it was Ekholm going to Edmonton. There's not many playoff games won 7-6. So that goes and tells you right there what how you need to play and think and execute. So there'll be different things emphasized for sure.
All right. Yeah, so obviously last game of the season handed out their team awards. I mean, not many were surprises. Like all of them, I guess, right? But I guess we'll start at the
Not
top.
like last year.
Yeah, a couple surprises. But started at the top. The 3 stars: Sim, Suslov, and then Bedard. Not surprising there, obviously.
No, not really.
Scholastic Player of the Year: Michaels. He's had
Congratulations.
he's had some good grades.
Like that's 95.8.
Yeah,
That's pretty impressive.
definitely. Balancing work and school, or hockey and school.
Work, hockey, whatever.
Right, hockey and school. That's nice to see.
That's good.
Rookie of the
Smart.
Year: Suslov.
WHL rookie leader in goals, assists, and points.
Yeah, like he should win WHL Rookie of the Year. I'd be surprised if he doesn't.
Well, it's the Western Hockey League. It's hard to say. He is 18. They might want to go with a younger guy. I don't know, but
I don't think. Yeah,
categorically speaking, goals,
he's
assists, points.
heads.
Suslov.
Yeah, he's head and shoulders above everybody, right?
Yeah.
Like Grayson Sawichin has 58 points. I mean, he is 16, 2 years younger, right? 16 or 17?
He's younger.
He's younger. 05,
17.
17. So he's only a year younger, right? Yeah, so he's kind of the next guy at 58 points, and Suzlov's at 86, right? Like 38 goals. Sawichin has 18. So
Yeah.
I think it should be. I'd be surprised if he doesn't win it, right?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But like I said, it all depends on if they want to go with the younger guy
Yeah.
or what. So
Who knows? Most popular wasn't a surprise this year.
not really.
No, not at
It
all.
was a surprise last year
It
that he
sure
wasn't
was.
popular.
Yes.
So yeah.
Sportsmanlike, Spencer. I mean, there's a couple different guys that could have maybe won that one, like an Aremba. Who else did you mention before?
I don't even remember now.
Yeah, we were talking about it before we came on here, but kind of toss up between a few different guys.
What Spencer? Well deserved. He was hardly ever in any kind of fracas or anything like that.
Yeah,
So
I mean, he's a small guy too. He's not going to get into that stuff either, right?
yeah.
Nothing against his play style or whatever, but I mean, probably the smallest guy on the ice most nights.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's unfortunate he's not going to finish the season out. He's a big loss.
To be determined.
Yeah, I mean
That doesn't mean anything.
no, it doesn't. He could all of a sudden come back. You never know, right?
Because it's been it's to be determined 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah,
So
I mean, if he was close, I think he'd be day to day, but who knows? Anyways, yeah. Then what do we got next here?
community service.
Community
Connor
service.
Bedard.
Yeah, I mean, he's done a lot. He's done more than his fair share. I think you look at this team signing nights, he was there twice as long as everybody else.
Yep.
So, and then D-Man, Svozil.
No surprise.
No surprise there. I think he has a shot at the WHL D-Man of the Year, but I think it's going to be Zellweger. I mean,
He might be East Conference
I
nominee.
think he'd be
maybe.
the East nominee, yeah, and Zellweger the West. I mean, Zellweger had, what did he have?
A lot of points.
30. Oh, whoops, wrong category here. 32 goals, right? So that's impressive. 80
Yeah.
points. One
That's
behind.
like a forward total.
Yeah, one behind Zalati at 81. I mean, Zalati could be the Easter nominee. You never know.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody else out of the East really. It's between those two. I mean, Svozil did play 8 less games than Zalati. Basically the same amount of points.
If you're going directly by points, yeah.
Yeah, right. All right, top scorer. Well, clearly Bedard. That's no surprise there. Player of the year, no surprise. Bedard, obviously. And then kind of unsung hero. I mean, Berg. We've talked about him quite a bit. I mean, not quite a bit, but we've mentioned like we've really liked his game. Just
I liked him last year too. So
yeah, just a solid, steady hand back there. Nothing flashy until he gets a shorthanded chance, snipes.
Snipes. Yep.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I've liked his game. We've liked his game. So it's nice to see him get some credit there. I mean, another guy like Bateman could have been in the mix there.
But I think Berg, perfect choice. I think all the award winners are
Yeah.
the perfect choices. So
Definitely. So yeah, nothing too outlandish there. I don't think so.
no
Not like
odd
last year.
choices.
Couple odd choices last year from our point of view, but it is what it is.
But congratulations to all the award winners.
Yeah, it's
Hopefully
good.
that'll give them a little bit of a boost for the playoffs and make a run.
Yeah. They had a nice little ceremony other than the carpet issue.
Sposal taking a
Yeah.
spill. Thank
I-
goodness he didn't get hurt.
Yeah, I seen it. I seen it coming. I was like, somebody's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
fall. But
He should have got some water and like
There.
froze it down or something.
whatever. Yeah. Then they're scraping it off like they do half the time when they roll the carpet down, right? Then they're
Yeah.
got the scraper out, scraping the rubber off. But
But yeah, congratulations to all the winners. All well deserved. So yeah.
definitely. All right. What else do we got? What else do we got on my list here? I mean, we can talk about it. We just talked about Suslov and Svozil both having good seasons. Like, they're point wise, they're two of the top four franchise. Two of the top fours franchise import seasons.
Easily.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
The
to
Pats
have
have had some not so good luck with imports over the years. So
and
yeah.
to have both of them at the same time is crazy.
it's the best duo they've had as imports easily
Yeah.
at any point.
So yeah, between those two and having Bedard, it's like, oh, there's so much potential, right?
Yeah.
Just couldn't put it all together. But I mean,
It's
yeah,
regular season's over. It's a new
It is.
season, man.
it is. You're in the playoffs.
I'm
Anything
getting
can
my
happen.
hopes up.
No, I'm not either. I just, like we see the top end talent on this
I
team.
am getting my hopes up. I'm thinking they're gonna make some noise.
I hope they do too. But yeah, it was you see this top end talent is just obviously three players don't make a team, but they can carry a team as far as they can go. But yeah, so I guess we'll see what happens. I mean, it's going to be tough going the playoffs here. Playoff dates, Friday, Saturday, or Friday, Sunday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday back here. So it's like we said, it's a tight schedule.
At least they don't have back to back to start.
Yeah.
To get the day off in between. So
And then a day off, and then two there, and then 1 day off, and then back to back again.
I wonder what the ice is going to be like on the Sunday because the Rush play on Saturday.
night.
So I wonder what kind of ice they're going to have.
Yeah.
But hey, that's
Yeah, both teams play on
they'll
it.
figure that out. They've done it before, I'm sure.
Can't be much worse than the Brandt ice, which is not good. So
Shh.
I've experienced firsthand.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I almost ate the Lon Butler sign one night. Zamboni doors. Ugh. Yeah, but yeah. What are we thinking here, Saskatoon?
Oh man.
I know they play such a team game. Like we were talking about it off air. They can match up well. They could maybe shut down a line at home. But what happens when they come back here and they can't match as much? But I mean,
Can you really contain Connor Bedard for a 7-game series?
Yeah, maybe one or two nights, right? But you can't shut him down every night.
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, John didn't really get away from matchups when they were here. I think last time, that Sunday game. So I guess we'll see what happens. Obviously with losing Vallis and Spencer, the depth is taking a hit up front, which is tough.
Yeah,
But I think it really comes down to the defense. Like the team defense, right? Like John mentioned it in that interview. There isn't going to be high scoring playoff games. Playoff games are tight checking, low scoring, so attention to detail is key, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, and that's maybe what this team is lacking a bit. You can't make too many mistakes because it could be the game, right? Like you look at what game was it where they made like 3 or 4 bad passes or 4 decisions and it was 4 goals in the back of their net 2 weeks ago, right? So, and Sims played well. Pines played well against Saskatoon. So
Sim has been able to win games
on
for
his
the
own,
Pats, I think. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
But he's got to shut the door down. He's got to shut the door.
Yeah,
and keep it.
He's almost got to be the best player.
Pretty much, yeah. They try to make him the best player because they 40 shots against the game kind of thing. So if he plays like he can play, just watch out.
Yeah.
Just as long as he can play like that the whole playoff series.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be heavy workload, I think, maybe. And I mean, we mentioned his stats when he does have a heavy workload, but to have that every night in a 7-game series it's a tight schedule, it's gonna be tough on him, and maybe Pine's gonna have to step up in some situations. Maybe, you never know. But yeah.
But like I said, hopefully the game the day break between the first 2 games might be helpful for him to recuperate a little bit. So
yeah,
it won't be back to back and then a couple days off and then back to back again. So
yeah, because realistically, obviously, as the road team, as the lower seed, you really want to split in those first 2 games, right?
They need to split for sure.
Need a split. There you go.
You need to split
Yeah.
or better.
Or better.
Go,
yeah, obviously.
Go 2-0.
Yeah.
2-0.
2-0 coming home. Nothing wrong with that.
Seal it at home.
There you go. Get it
Shut
done in 4,
everybody
right?
I got my Pats color glasses on right now, I think.
Yeah. Sweep. Obviously, yeah, we'd love to see that. Whether or not that actually happens is another thing. But, I mean, they can play. It's like we said, it's been inconsistent throughout this season. So if they can just hone in on what they need to do and just focus on it. And, I mean, it's one opponent too. You're not per se, not changing game plans per se, but you kind of know what's happening or going to happen next game. Okay, they're playing this way.
They should know what to expect.
Yes, they can make adjustments.
And playing them twice, 2 weeks
just
before
recently,
the playoff starts,
yeah.
so
and
they
both
can beat them.
Close games, right? Like,
yeah.
A tight win in Saskatoon and then a tight loss here last week here. So it's going to be a good series, I think, either way, right?
Oh, for sure. Nice playoff hockey, loud crowds. It'll be nice.
Yeah, obviously Saskatoon.
I'm sure there'll be lots of Pats fans up in Saskatoon for the first
being a weekend.
Perfect time, perfect 2.5 hour trip up there or whatever. So
yeah, I think there was quite a few Pats fans there last game.
Oh yeah, it was loud. It was loud at times.
Yeah.
Greg Jordan just tweeted out that there's going to be a scoring change for the Prince George Cougars. So Riley Height is going to get an extra assist.
So it's going to be tied with Bedard.
Or who is it? Who gets the assist? Who's the second? Height. Yes, he's going to have 72 assists
as well.
Yeah, he'll tie him.
Yeah, because he had only 1 goal on Saturday night.
Yeah.
So he's going to get a goal and assist now to tie Bedard with assists.
Yeah. He's got the wrong name. He has Zymer, but it's actually Height. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But still, Triple Crown. Goals is tie for assists.
Yeah.
First in points. Boom.
Yeah, I don't know. Last time that's happened, I couldn't even tell you. Right.
Don't ask me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I'm not asking. I'm just.
It's been a while, statement. I'm sure.
But yeah. All right. What else we got this week?
Well, not much.
Yeah.
other than go Pats go in the playoffs.
Yeah, you'll have to keep an eye out on social media. We'll be maybe putting out an announcement of what's going to happen for these playoff games from our side of things. Might be seeing us in a different location here Friday and Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Yeah, you're seeing us, not hearing us. So keep an eye out for that. I don't know if you want to see us, but we'll see what happens.
Don't want to see me.
Well,
I don't have a pretty face.
Faces for radio, right? That's where we're at. We're doing this. But yeah, so it's kind of a cool opportunity for us. Something a little different we got approached about and kind of jumped on the opportunity. So
We'll know more on Monday.
yeah, we don't know all the details yet, but something cool in the pipe. So I guess if
Hopefully it happens.
yeah, I think it's
I really, really hope it happens.
they said it's pretty much locked in. So
Yeah.
it was 75% last week. So
I think it's more than that now.
yeah,
So
I think so. So just getting the details on Monday here
Yeah.
upcoming. And yeah, so I guess if that's all we got, we'll get out of here and go watch some playoff hockey this week.
have a good one.
Pass to center, Suzdalev, in over the blue line, drop pass, Bedard, high slot, loads up, shoots, score! 71st of the season for Connor Bedard. His magical year continues.